my name is Kristen Anderson, and this is my audience, my husband. And I'm going to talk to you today briefly about how to become a mental health counselor in the state of Virginia. Christian mental health counselors are able to encourage others by promoting positive change. Counselors are able to consider their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual needs of their clientele. They're also able to utilize God's Word as a guide during their counseling sessions. Proverbs 15:22 tells us that without counsel, our plans fail, but with many advisors, we will succeed. Therefore, God has called us and equipped us to become mental health counselors and to be able to help those in need. The need for Christian counselors has increased between the years of 2011 projected to 2018, a total of 18%. This is because more than 24% of individuals who need mental health counseling are willing to go seek that help. Because of this high demand, we need passionate people, caring people. We need people who are willing to become a mental health counselor and help these clientele. I have been in professional recruitment for 7 years, recruiting mental health counselors across the state of Virginia currently. So the need for Christian counselors is huge right now. So if you have a passion and your career path and goals are to become a mental health counselor, stay tuned. I'd love to give you more information. What we're going to talk about today includes the various types of counseling that you can perform, and including the different types of clientele that you can work with. Second, we're going to talk about the environmental areas that you can do counseling in, the types of settings and private or public sectors that you can work in. We're also going to talk about the educational requirements and experience requirements set forth for mental health counselors in the state of Virginia. So counseling has many different opportunities. There's many different avenues that you can go. The most common types of counseling include family and marriage counseling, career and guidance counseling, rehabilitation, mental health counseling, and substance abuse counseling. Children from the ages of 3 to 17 can receive mental health counseling, and a total of 26% of adults have been diagnosed with a mental health illness. Of course, mental health counseling is a necessity for all of us at some point. Counseling can be provided throughout schools, rehabilitation facilities, hospitals, private providers, and public providers. More than 4.5 million children between the ages of 3 and 17 have been diagnosed with a mental health illness. This is a 3% increase from last year. And when we're talking about our adult population, more than 3.4% of those have received outpatient counseling, 10% of the 3% being psychotherapy counseling, and then 32% being psychotherapy and medication management in order for them to manage their diagnosis. Now we come to the education and experience requirements in order for you to become a mental health counselor. So in the state of Virginia, it starts off at a qualified paraprofessional, which is an individual with an associate's degree and at least 1 to 3 years of experience, clinical experience working with adults or children. With that type of degree or credential, you would be able to work with mental health skill building or intensive in-home counseling or in a school setting with children. The next credentials, come up to qualified mental health professional, either qualified to work with adults or qualified to work with children. So a QMHP-A would be eligible to work with with adults. This individual would have a bachelor's degree in an approved human services field, which includes social work, psychology, sociology, human services, counseling, and so forth. And this individual would also have at least 1 year of clinical experience working with adults. Now, this clinical experience must be including treatment planning, goal setting, documented client sessions under the supervision of a licensed professional counselor or a licensed clinical social worker in the state of Virginia. The next one is a qualified mental health professional, -C, and this is eligible to work with children. Now, this individual also needs to have at least a bachelor's degree in human services in the same fields we discussed earlier. But their clinical experience of a year must be with children between the ages of 3 and 17. Again, this must be under a licensed therapist and must be documented experience. We also have one other credential that you can work before you meet your licensure requirements, which is a qualified mental retardation specialist. And this person must also have a bachelor's degree and at least 1 year of experience working with the mental retardation population. Now, once you have graduated your master's, you are now eligible to apply to the Board of Virginia for state licensure. This now makes you a licensed mental health professional eligible, which means you're going through your supervision and you're working on your license. Once you become licensed and you have passed the board exam, then you are now a mental health professional who's licensed throughout the state of Virginia. This gives you a wide range of opportunities, and it allows you to be able to supervise other staff in order for you to maintain your caseload and your staff. So it allows you to go into supervision or management positions, and it allows you to grow your career as a mental health counselor. But as we go back to some of the statistics that we reviewed originally, with an 18% increased need for counselors from 2011 to projected 2018, there's a huge need for counselors to meet that need. So no matter what program you're going in, no matter what your degree you're seeking, be sure that you have a passion and a purpose. And with those two things, your education and your passion, you will be unstoppable. It'll be a win-win for you. And I wish you all the luck in the world.